Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is CJ for Out of Bounds, and in today's video, we're going to talk NBA prize picks. Today's date's January 21st. It's almost 1 p.m. here on the East Coast. There's not a lot of NBA news to really discuss. LeBron's dealing with his little questionable ankle injury per usual. Other than that, we got a 3-game slate to get into. But before we do that, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications if you're a sports fan. Here on Out of Bounds, we do everything from daily fantasy sports to all the hottest off-the-field stories in the world of sports. So if you're a sports nut like me, well, this is the channel for you. Don't waste any time. Join us now. And if you haven't joined the Discord yet, I don't know what you're doing. There's a link down in the description for the Discord. That's where all of the prize picks chitter chatter goes down. We talk NBA, we talk NFL, CSGO, MMA, college basketball, you name it, we're playing it. We're trying to help each other win some more money. So get in there and do that. But let's get into tonight's slate. We've got LeBron James here up on the board. 46 is his fantasy score projection. As you can see, a slight change here on the PrizePicks site, and that's because they're not doing just fantasy point scores anymore. No, they're doing single stat as well. So, for example, instead of fantasy score, you can say, well, LeBron James, I think he's going to have more than 10 assists. So you could choose the over-under on like 10 assists for LeBron, for example. Or maybe Giannis. Maybe they have a projection for 8 rebounds for Giannis. Well, then you could choose, will Giannis go over or under those 8 rebounds? And so you can mix and match and parlay these picks together and do them across sports. You can even do single stat with full game fantasy scores. So you can mix and match and do them however you want to do. So pretty cool feature that they just added to PrizePicks last night. But in this video, we're going to be talking fantasy point projections. So let's start with LeBron. He's projected for 46 over on PrizePicks tonight. On Roto Grinders, the first of the 2 sites that we'll be using, he's projected for 47.52 points, so that would put him over the 46 that we discussed. Over on teamriseorfall.com. By the way, guys, teamriseorfall.com, if you haven't been there yet, well, they've got a little bit of everything to improve your daily fantasy sports results. Everything from coaching to projections that you're seeing on the screen here. They do articles, they do videos, they've got their own Discord channel as well, so you could join their Discord chat, and there's lots of friendly and helpful people in there as well. So check them out at teamriseorfall.com. I'll include a link to their site down in the description below if you're interested in signing up. But they've got LeBron James projected for about 45 tonight over there on Team Rise or Fall. Let's open up his game logs real quick. His first game, 30.5 points. Not a very good one, and he played 38 minutes against Golden State, just did not do well there. In his last couple here, 47.1 against New Orleans, 41.7 against OKC, 41.1 against Houston, and 40.9 against Houston. So that's his last 5 games. Gives you an idea of what LeBron James has been up to. And for all you single stat players, we'll take a look here at some of his single stats. 19 points, 21 points, 26 points, 26 points, and 18 points. And then assists, 5 assists, 11, 7, 5, 7, and then 3 steals across his last 5 games. So that gives you kind of an idea of what to expect for LeBron. He's projected to play 34 minutes. He's a versatile forward. Versatile forwards haven't struggled at all against Milwaukee. This is a pretty friendly matchup here. Not worried about that. He's been playing about 32.2 minutes per game and averages 1.37 fantasy points per minute, while posting an impressive 32.89 usage rating. So anything above 30 is really considered elite. I mean, even in the mid to upper 20s as far as usage rating is concerned, that's considered very good. But when you hit 30 or more in the usage category, that's elite status right there. So you love to see that for LeBron. Now, this game is projected to stay close as long as LeBron plays and everybody is healthy and they're in there. Milwaukee projected to be the favorite here, 114.75. LA, 113.75. Just a 1-point spread. This game doesn't look like it's going to blow out, so I don't think you have anything to worry about as far as taking guys in a full game format on PrizePicks. Enough about him. Let's talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Milwaukee Bucks all-star forward here. He is projected for 54 fantasy points. Big number for Giannis, but if you know anything about Giannis, he can definitely get there on any given night. So let's take a look and see where they like him on Roto Grinders. They got him at 51.93, so just a hair under 52, but you know how we do on this channel. We're going to round that up to 52. We'll call it 52 for Giannis. Let's go over to teamriserfall.com. They've got him at 51.48, so we'll round that one down to 51. So we've got a 52 and a 51, so they're like right there, guys. I mean, they both agree that the under on Giannis is probably the way to go, but let's look at his game logs here. 63.9 in his last one, 41.3, 59, and a 40.2 for Giannis there. So you could see that in his last few games, it's kind of been not so great, little down and up. So 40, then he goes up to 59, then he goes back down to 41, then up to 63. So, you know, can you trust this guy? Well, I mean, when he plays minutes, yeah, you can trust him. The games that he had down performance here, he only played 27 minutes and 30 minutes. But tonight, he is projected to play 34 minutes. So, again, this game should stay close. He should play as many minutes as he can handle. He is a versatile forward. Versatile forwards against LA. LA ranks 10th. So, on paper, a tough matchup. But we're not really worried about Giannis and matchups because he's just so good that he can overcome any matchup. His minutes are a little light this season, averaging just under 32 minutes a game, but putting up an impressive 1.6 fantasy points per minute. And guys, his usage, well, it doesn't get much better than 35.55 in the usage category. So this guy's heavily involved in this team. We know how Giannis Antetokounmpo is. You can feel good about playing him tonight in a close matchup. Going back to the LA side, we got Anthony Davis. He's projected for 48 points. AD, the Brow, as they call him, on Roto Grinders, they got him projected for 48 as well. Rise or Fall, they've got him projected at 47. So he's in that 47 to 48 point range. So they seem to kind of be in agreement and a line there on his projection tonight. His last game against Golden State, 61.9. So LeBron had a down game. AD had a great game. And the game before that against New Orleans, 49.7. Going back 3 games ago, 27.9. Houston, 49. And Houston again, 40.3. So there you have it for his last 5 games. Most of the time, he's in that 40 to 50 point range. He did have a really down game against OKC and a really big game against Golden State. And you can see what kind of work he does as far as a single stat type of thing. Not a big-time scorer this season, and at least not in his last few. 17, 17, 18, 19, 27. But he is getting those blocks. 3, 3, 5, 3. Some steals. 2, 3, and some assists. 7, 5, 1, 2, and 1. And not to mention rebounds. This guy's a monster on the glass on most nights. 17, 6, 7, 10, 4. So you get an idea kind of where he's at for you single stat players out there. He's a versatile big. Versatile bigs against Milwaukee. Milwaukee ranks 13th against versatile big men. AD's averaging about 32.3 minutes per night, putting up an impressive 1.4 fantasy points per minute. And his usage is just over 25 at 25.48. So you'd like to see his usage be higher, but guys, honestly, both AD and LeBron are going to be asked to do a lot less and have been asked to do a lot less this season. I think they've got a lot more talented team this year with Dennis Schroder, with Montrezl Harrell, with, Kyle Kuzma. These guys have come in and are contributing in a big way for the Lakers. So don't expect the AD and LeBron of last season or in seasons past where they've been asked to take on a bigger workload. It's just not going to happen. There you have it for Anthony Davis. The other star for the Milwaukee Bucks, Khris Middleton, he's projected for 37.5 points. Let's see where they like him across the 2 sites we're referencing today. Well, over on Roto Grinders, they got him at 38.33. If we look at Rise or Fall has Khris Middleton at 37.57. So 37 to 38 seems to be on the mark. This 37.5 is pretty money, if you ask me. So let's see if his game logs help us make a decision on Middleton. Well, he's been pretty hot in his last couple of games, 45.8, 42.6. You go back a little further here, 27.4, 36.5, and then 41 for Middleton. We'll scroll over and we'll look at some of his real single game stats here. 25 points. So his shot was definitely falling in his last couple of games, leading to those big 40-point outings. 12, 20, 27. Then we look at his steals, 4, 1, 1, 1. Assists 4, 6, 6, 3, 6, and then rebounds 4, 8, 2, 10, and 5. So pretty healthy numbers as far as assists and rebounds. And he even pitches in the occasional steal and block once in a while too. But tonight he's projected to play 35 minutes. He is a scoring wingman. And scoring wings against LA. LA ranks dead last against scoring wings. Scoring wings. LA is 30th against scoring wingmen. Middleton's been playing a little over 32 minutes per night and averaging 1.2 fantasy points per minute, so good average there. And his usage is over 25 at 26.30, so definitely heavily involved for this Milwaukee Bucks team. Who else do we want to talk about here? Do we want to hit one more LA guy? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do Dennis Schroder. We mentioned him earlier, how both him and Harrell have stepped up as new additions to this LA Lakers team, and both have been playing pretty well this season. Let's take a look at where they like Dennis Schroder tonight across the two sites. Schroder is projected for 27.7. Let's round that one up to 28 over on Roto Grinders. And then we take a look at Rise or Fall. Rise or Fall's got Schroder at 28.29. So both sites like him right around the 28 window. That would be good for an under on Schroder's fantasy score of 29 tonight. Let's open up his recent game logs. 38 in his last one, 38.5 to be exact, 32, and then you got a 29.5, 22.1, and a 36.5. So as you can see, guys, he has been going over his projection today of 29 fantasy points, actually going over in the last 4 out of 5 games he's went over. Let's look at some of his single stats for you single stat players out there. 25, 12, 14, 14, and 8 are his point totals. His steals, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2. So he does steal the ball quite frequently. Assists, 3, 4, 5, 3, and 7. And rebounds, 5, 5, 5, 3, 5. So he's always pitching in a few rebounds, pitching in a few assists, and picking up a couple of steals here and there for this Los Angeles Lakers team. He is projected to play 31 minutes tonight. Is a combo guard. Combo guards against Milwaukee. Milwaukee ranks 10th. He's playing 31 minutes per game, averaging 0.91 fantasy points per minute. So just falling shy of that gold standard that we look for, which is 1 or more fantasy points per minute. And his usage is 23.48. So not elite, but still pretty good at 23. We'd like him to be at 25 or more. So there you have it for Dennis Schroder. They like the under on him tonight. Let's talk one more guy from the Milwaukee side, Jrue Holiday. He was their big addition, that third wheel, that third piece that they needed to complement Giannis and Middleton. Well, he's projected for 34 tonight against the Lakers. Let's see where they like Mr. Holiday tonight. Roto Grinders has him at 35, 35.05 exactly, and then 33.73 over on Team Rise or Fall. We'll go ahead and round that up. We'll call it 34. So 35 and 34 for Jrue Holiday. Let's look at his recent game logs. 35, 34, 46, 27, and 42. So you've got some big games in there, some 40-plus outings for Mr. Jrue Holiday. Let's take a look at some of his single stats for you guys who like to play single stat. 22 points, 16 points, 21, 11, and 15. We look at his blocks. He doesn't do a lot of blocking, but he does have a few there in his last 5 games. And then his steals, 2, 3, 2, and 4. He always picks the pocket. He's known as a good defender. And then his assists, 6, 5, 5, 3, 4. And rebounds, 4, 3, 6, 3, 6. So he's putting up, 4 to 5 rebounds, 4 to 5 assists per night to go along with his, 15 to 20 points on any given night. Tonight, he's projected to play 34 minutes against the Lakers. He's a combo guard. The Lakers rank 7th against combo guards. He's projecting, or has been playing rather, over 32 minutes a game, averaging over 1 fantasy point per minute at 1.09, and his usage is 20.29. So, not the greatest as far as usage goes. Most of the usage is probably through Khris Middleton and even more so with Giannis Antetokounmpo. So there you have it for Jrue Holiday. Let's move on to the next game, though. We've got the New York Knicks taking on the Golden State Warriors. This game tips off at 10:10 p.m. We've got some big names to talk about in this one, starting with Julius Randle, who's having a very good season for the New York Knicks. I don't think he's getting the respect, the credit that he deserves for the type of year that he's having. actually outperforming Anthony Davis in a lot of major statistical categories. So he's projected for 45 tonight. Let's take a look and see where they like him on Roto Grinders. Swig of water for the working man. Roto Grinders, they've got him at 43.38, so they like the under on Randle tonight. Let's see how Rise or Fall has Julius Randle. They've got him at 44.44. We'll keep that at 44 to go with the 43 on Roto Grinders, so 43 to 44 point range. And look at his last few games. He's been pretty consistent in that mid 40 to lower 40 range. 42.9, 46.4, 43.2, 49.9. And we had a big time letdown here against Charlotte, 23.5. Take a look at some of his stats here in these games. 21 points, 20, 28, 30, and 11. We'll look at some of his steals. He doesn't do a lot as far as steals and blocks. 1 block in his last 5 games, 5 steals in his last 5 games. And then his assists, 1, 4, 6, 5, 5. Usually gets a few assists. And then his rebounding, it's usually a double-digit rebounder if you look down this column here. 17, 12, 6, 7, 5. So you can expect 20 and 10 from this guy on any given night. And tonight he's going to be playing 37 minutes. We've known him to be playing 35 to 40 minutes throughout the season. He's a versatile big man. Versatile bigs against Golden State usually eat. Golden State ranking just 20th against versatile bigs. Randle's been playing over 37 minutes a night, averaging 1.2 fantasy points per minute. Not only that, but he's got a healthy usage total of 27.33, so his hands are all over this basketball. And you got to love that when you roster a guy like Julius Randle. Looking at this game total here, Golden State is a 4.5 point favorite, but this does not scare me whatsoever. This game should stay close. The Knicks projected to score 105 to Golden State's 109.5. So there you have it for Randle. We've got to talk Stephen Curry, the legendary point guard. I'm calling him legendary. This guy is a fantastic scorer, shooter. We know what he can do. Over on Roto Grinders, they got him projected at 45 fantasy points tonight. Let's take a look at Rise or Fall and see where they've got him. Steph, also around that 45 to 46 point range. We're going to round it up and call it 46. So 45 on one side, 46 on the other. Opening up his game logs. His last game, 45.7 against the Spurs, then a 36 down game for him there, 53, and then another down game, 33 and 25. So he's kind of been a mixed bag over his last 5 games. Let's look at his stats. Maybe they will tell us why. Well, the scoring's been there. His real-life points, 26, 26, 35, 20, and then this one was a real letdown, 11 against Toronto. Looking at his steals, he usually gets, 1 to 2 steals per game. Those are kind of, hard to hang your hat on as far as like relying on a guy getting steals every game. They kind of just happen, It's not something you can predict. And then his assists, 7, 4, 3, 6. So he's usually in the 5-ish range, we'll call it. And then his rebounds, 11 here, just 1, 11 there, 4, and 9. Guys, I don't expect him to get 11 rebounds. I mean, the fact that he got those 11 rebounds, if you look all the way down the column here, he doesn't usually get double-digit rebounds. So don't expect double-digit rebounds from Curry in this one. 35 minutes is his projected total tonight. He is a combo guard. Combo guards against the Knicks. Well, the Knicks rank 24th against combo guards. This is a back-to-back for Curry. 3 games in 4 nights. He's playing over 34 minutes per game, averaging 1.3 fantasy points per minute. And his usage is very impressive, 33.33. It doesn't get a whole lot better than that. Gotta love that for Curry. Let's talk RJ Barrett, another guy here for the Knicks who has done pretty well in recent memory. He's projected for 31. The Knicks swingman, Mr. Barrett, former Duke Blue Devil. They got him projected at 31.32, so they like the under on Barrett. Or no, slight over rather. Slight over on Barrett. Sorry. And then over on Rise or Fall, they've got RJ Barrett at 32.42, so they like the slight over as well. Let's open up his game logs and see what Barrett's been up to. His last couple games have been very, very good, guys. 40, then a 38.7. Even this one, 3 games ago against the Cavs, 32.3. And then 30.5 and a 28.3. So his last few have been very, very good for RJ Barrett. Looking at his real life stats here, 22 points, 19 points, 20, 20, 11. Doesn't get a whole lot of blocks. Every once in a while, he'll pick one up. And same thing with steals, kind of an unpredictable stat category, blocks and steals, as I mentioned before. But he does get a fair amount of assists, averaging usually about 3 or 4 per game, 4, 3, 3, 3, 5. And then rebounds, 10, 11, 4, 5, and 9 for Barrett. So he does get involved on the glass. If we look at his minutes tonight, he's projected to play a very healthy 37 minutes. He is a scoring wing. Scoring wings against Golden State should have no trouble. Golden State ranks just 22 in the league against scoring wings. He's been putting up over 37 minutes per game. Falls short of our fantasy point per minute gold standard of 1 fantasy points per minute. He only puts up 0.89 fantasy points per minute, but does have decent usage, we'll call it, 22.67 for the usage total for Barrett. So there you go. Let's talk one other guy from the Golden State side. We haven't talked Andrew Wiggins a ton on the channel this season, so let's talk him. He is projected for 30 fantasy points tonight. Let's take a look and see where they've got Wiggins across the board here. He must be a shooting guard. Yes, he's a shooting guard. They've got him at 31.13. We'll keep it at 31 for Wiggins. And take a look at rise or fall. They've got him at 30.35. So the 30 to 31 point range seems appropriate for Wiggins. Let's open up his game logs and see what he's been up to. In his last game, 29.9, falling just short of 30. 26.1, 27.1, 47.9, and 34.4. And if we take a look at his real life stats, 18 points, 16, 22, and 17. Every once in a while, we'll block some shots for you. Every once in a while, we'll pick someone's pocket, but not known as a guy who's going to steal a lot of balls. And then assists, gets a handful per game. I would say about 3 per game is a fair number. And then his rebounding gets about 3 to 7 rebounds a night. I mean, not a super strong rebounder is Andrew Wiggins. He's projected to play 34 minutes tonight, is a scoring wing. New York's been good against scoring wings on paper, averaging first in the league. We've talked about this being a back-to-back and also 3 games and 4 night situation for Mr. Wiggins. He has been playing over 32 minutes a game, averaging less than 1 fantasy point per minute at 0.95. And his usage is at 23.10. So you'd like to see that fantasy point per minute number rise. You'd like to see that usage be a little bit higher for Andrew Wiggins. Probably not somebody I would play in like a first half format. I like playing guys in first half formats that are more involved in that have a higher fantasy point per minute average, that have a much higher usage rate than someone like Wiggins has. So wouldn't play him in first half only. But let's get on to the next and last game of the night, the New Orleans Pelicans versus the Utah Jazz. This game tips off at 10:10 p.m. on Thursday night. We've got to talk Zion Williamson. He's projected for 39 fantasy points. Let's see where they like him on the 2 sites we're looking at today. They got him at 37.19 on Roto Grinders. Seems fair. And then over on Rise or Fall, they've got him even lower at 35.86. That's high enough for me to call it 36. So a 37 and a 36 for Zion. And if we look at his recent games, 43.5, 39.2, 40.4 in his last 3. He missed this game here against the Clippers, and then the game before that, 37.1. He's been playing a lot better lately. Started off the season kind of slow. Didn't live up to my expectations, at least. I thought, they'd take the minutes restriction off of him, and he would, just go insane this year, but it hasn't been the case. But he's starting to warm up. He's starting to play better. Real life points, 32, 31, 21, 26, 29 in his last 5. We'll get you the occasional block. We'll get you the occasional steal. Doesn't do a great job as a distributor. He's not like a LeBron James kind of point forward type or like a Ben Simmons. Not really a huge assist guy. Usually gets you about 3 or 4 maybe per game. And then his rebounding could be better. I would expect him to be a stronger rebounder. You could see it's very rare that he hits double-digit rebounds, but when you bring a guy like Steven Adams in, when you have another long, lanky dude like Brandon Ingram, when you have guards that rebound the ball well like Lonzo Ball, some of them rebounds just don't bounce his way and don't go his way. But you can expect, I'd probably say around 6 to 8 rebounds a game would be fair. The occasional outburst of 10 or more rebounds for Zion. Tonight, he's expected to play 34 minutes. He is a versatile forward. This isn't the easiest matchup for versatile forwards. We know Utah is a pretty good team defensively. They rank 14th against versatile forwards. And this is 2 games and 3 nights for Zion. He's playing almost 33 minutes per night, just a little over 32, averaging 1.15 fantasy points per minute and putting up an impressive, a healthy 27.57 usage number. There you have it for Zion. Let's take a look at the other side of this game here. Rudy Gobert, he's been around that 39 to 40 point projection each and every night on PrizePicks. Tonight is no different. He's at 39. So let's filter out all positions and look at center. They got him at 39 on Roto Grinders, which is fair. On Rise or Fall, they've got him at 38. So 38, 39 for Gobert. They're doing a great job on PrizePicks of projecting these guys. Let's look at his game logs. 48.1 in his last one, which was a big game against New Orleans. So he did that against New Orleans in the last one. Can he do it again tonight? I don't know. We'll see. 37.1 against Denver, 43.1 against Atlanta. A down game here against Cleveland, 20. And then 36.3 against the Pistons. Let's look at his real-life stats. Not a big-time scorer, but double-digit points. Not impossible for him. 13, 15, 15. Here you have 4, 4. So not very good in those. Does get those blocks for you, though. So if you see a single stat up for Gobert, he's getting, 2 to 3 blocks, I would say, on any given night. Sometimes he can get up there and get 4 or 5 blocks. Picks up the occasional steal, racks up the occasional assists. This is where he really puts in work, is on the glass. 18, 13, 13, 10, 19. So he's a big-time rebounder. Double-digit rebounds should be expected from Gobert on any given night. I would say, 11, 12 would probably be his average there. He's going to play 33 minutes. According to the projections, he's a post-up big. Post-up bigs against New Orleans. New Orleans ranks 15th. So this will be a matchup of Gobert and Adams, most likely. This is 2 games and 3 nights for Gobert. Averaging a little over 30 minutes a night, 1.28 fantasy points per game, and his usage is just 16.49. So he's not going to be a guy who has the ball in his hands a whole lot. He's going to make his living blocking shots and rebounding and putting back offensive rebounds and things like that. So don't expect him to score big points like we talked about. On to the New Orleans side again. Brandon Ingram projected for 39. I mentioned in previous videos that he's been in like the 41 point range for a lot of the season. Well, tonight they've got him down a little bit at 39 as they did in the last video we talked about Ingram. Let's look at his projections. They like a slight under on Ingram, 38.66. Let's look at Rise or Fall. Rise or Fall has Ingram at 39, so 38, 39-ish is appropriate for Brandon Ingram. It's going to be tough to pick the over-under on this guy. In his last few games, though, 31.6, that would be a big under on tonight's projection. 28.1 would be another big under. 36.1 under. 35.7 under. And then back 5 games ago against Charlotte, 40.6. That would be an over on tonight's projection. His real-life stats, 17, 22, 20, 22, and 17 points. He does get the occasional block or 2. He is a long, lanky guy, as we mentioned. 1 to 2 steals. Every once in a while he can do that, but I wouldn't count on that for Ingram. Assists, he gets a few assists per game, a handful. We'll call it 3 or 4 per game. Rebounds the ball okay, I guess. 3, 6, 8, 11. So maybe a few rebounds bounce his way as well. Not a super strong rebounder. Projected to play 35 minutes tonight, is a scoring wing. Scoring wings against Utah don't have much of a problem. Utah ranks just 26th. 2 games and 3 nights. 35 minutes is his average for the season, putting up 1.14 fantasy points per minute, and his usage well over that mark of 25 at 28.37. So very good usage for Brandon Ingram. He's a guy who has the ball in his hands quite a bit for this Pels team. One other guy we're going to talk about from Utah will be Mr. Donovan Mitchell. 38 is his projection tonight. Let's see where they've got him on the various sites. Donovan Mitchell projected for 37.62 over on Roto Grinders. Over on Rise or Fall, they've got him at 37.91. Let's call it 38. So a 37, 38 is expected for Mitchell tonight. And then across the last few games here, 37.4, 37.1. Here's a big one, 41.6, 35.6, 33.9. So I'd say most nights, guys, you can expect him to be in the low 30s to mid 30s as far as fantasy points go. Looking at his last few real life points, 28 in his last one, 18, 26, 27, and 28. So mid to upper 20s looks pretty good for his points recently. Gets the occasional block, gets the occasional steal. He does do pretty well in the assist category, averaging, let's see, well, 4, 7, 4, 4, 3. So I'd say probably between the 4, 5 assist range for an average. And then his rebounds, 7, 3, 3, 3, 2. Not a super strong rebounder, but will get you a few here and there. Tonight, he's projected to play 35 minutes, is a combo guard. Combo guards against New Orleans. Not a big worry for me. The matchup should be fine. They rank 18th. 33.5 minutes per game average, 1.07 fantasy points per minute, and 31.23. High usage for Donovan Mitchell. He is a primary ball handler for this Utah Jazz team, so love the usage there. I just wish his fantasy points per minute were a little bit higher. One other guy that you guys wanted me to talk about, Lonzo Ball. Lonzo's been dealing with some knee issues as of late, but he should be playing tonight. His projection of 21 seems a little low, but let's look a little closer here. Maybe they're right. They've been pretty on point. Has PrizePicks in some of these other guys, but let's see. Roto Grinders got some. Roto Grinders has him at 24.6, so almost 25 for Lonzo there. Let's see where they have him on Rise or Fall. Rise or Fall, they like the over on Lonzo Ball too. That's what I was thinking, guys. The 21 seems kind of low for Zoe. Kind of low. Let's look at his recent game logs and see what he's been up to. 23.2 in his last one in 23 minutes of action. Missed his previous 3 games there, going back 5 games ago, 15.9 and then a 21.8. So as you can see, when he's playing, he's playing reduced minutes. I'll give him that. But when he does play like 25-ish to 30-ish minutes, I mean, he puts up a pretty good fantasy point per minute average. In his last game, he only had 7 real-life points, but he gets the other stats. 3 steals, 4 assists, and a board there. If we look at some of these other ones, 5 real-life points, a block, a steal, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. These Ball brothers, man, they do a little bit of everything. They do a little bit of everything, cashing in all over the box score. Now, they got him playing 29 minutes tonight. Didn't play anywhere close to 29 in his last game, but maybe his minutes go up as he's dealing with these knee issues. He's a distributor. Distributors in this matchup, not one that you want to avoid. They rank 18th, does Utah. 2 games and 3 nights for Zoe. He's been playing over 32 minutes per game this season, but I expect that to be reduced tonight as he is dealing with those knee injuries. And then 0.81 fantasy points per minute, kind of low for him. I know he's put up better fantasy points per minute number in seasons past. And then just 20.34 for the usage. So there you have it on Zoe. And there you have it for today's video. I think I'm going to wrap it up and leave it right there for today. I think this has gone long enough for just a 3-game slate, pushing 35 minutes here. But you guys tell me who you like on tonight's prize pick board. Are you guys playing some more of the single stat stuff? Are you sticking to the traditional fantasy point scoring system? Are you playing first half only, second half only, full game? I'd like to pick your brain and figure out what your strategy is to win some money on PrizePicks tonight. But for now, that'll do it for me. This is CJ for Out of Bounds. Good luck tonight, win some money, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.